There's no place like home. Have you done your hair? It's a whole new you.
I'm so looking forward to the...
Never mind. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm talking about.
There you are.
How long has it been?
Then, you were pagans and worshipped dark gods. The darkest and most important of the gods was Wotan, whereas the Vikings called him Odin. He was born. A long way from Abraham and Isaac. Maybe someday we'll talk about the ancient Aztecs of Mexico. But to cut a man's heart out, well, no one does it anymore. It's not time. Well, you never know.
That's the one what done it. No snakes in mine.
No, let them use.
No more, Mr. Nice Guy. That's it. That's it.
It's happening. Don't question it. Assassins! Murderers! Killers!
No, darling. I'm not sure what we do after we get out. We'll cross that bridge once we get across the river.
That's right. Leave them bodies to the bobby.
It's advanced maths and chemistry. One of the German scientists is teaching it.
We're not paying extra school fees for something you'll never use.
That's too bad. All the brightest boys are taking it. The ones from the best families. And I'll need help with my homework. And we'll get to know each other.
For once, you're talking sense. Maybe this once we can scrape together some money, if you can talk your way in.
He already said yes.
Imagine my surprise.
God bless the child that's got its own.
Right! That cuts it. Danger! Look what I found.
Look, we really need this. Now don't go peaching on me to teach her.
You're looking fine today.
Lovely day for it.
Finders keepers.
I'll find a...
Any girl can flatter a man. But if you let him know you see his flaws, and he thinks you still love him, that's rare and precious. I learned that from Arthur. Of course, I really did love him. Maybe because of his flaws.
Couldn't be better, thanks.
Hello there, love.
You look well.
Right as rain. Right as rain.
Ah, hello. Welcome to today's edition of That Tastes Amazing. What is it? This is the show where we help you expand your nutritional horizons. You know, you can eat a lot more things than you've ever dreamt of. And I'm here to show you what. Now today we're going to talk about the wonderful world of flour extenders and bread substitutes. Of course, a lot of you are already using flour substitutes, and bread doesn't have to be made of wheat flour. Ground barley, for example, is scrumptious. And why wouldn't it be?
I wonder if I could get those
Fine,
boys at the
ingredients in
Jacobean
beer.
Club to show me their parade float.
Now I've got
And then
your
steal
attention,
it.
haven't I?
But what if the
Making
wind
beer,
just blew us
like
out to
making
sea?
tea. You pour hot water over partly sprouted barley grains. But after all this beer tea, it's called wort by the way, after it's been poured off to ferment into beer, well, there are bags and bags full of used barley. Now, can you believe that people used to feed spent mash to cows? What a waste! I mean, of course, it's not as yummy as it used to be, but there are still a few calories left. All you need to do is grind the used barley into flour in the kind of hand mill that you used to use for coffee beans. Now, if you've already sold your hand mill, barley can be pounded into flour with an ordinary mortar. Now, of course, that'll use and require a lot more elbow grease, like this. That'll really build up those muscles. Now, once you've got your barley flour, you just jolly well mix it in with wheat flour. If you can get it, that is. See, flour provides the sticky gluten that holds bread together. So the more flour you can mix in, the better. Ideally, proportions are 1 cup of barley to 1 cup of flour.
What's your pleasure then?
Mind if I look around?
See you later.
There you go. Hope your bird likes it.
Flowers. Lionel, flowers. Let's spend my money, shall we?
I appreciate your custom.
2 cups to 1
I
cup
hope
of
to see
flour.
you again soon.
It'll have a more crumbly, more cake-like consistency. Like consistency.
It's your own fault, the way you look at me.
Look who's kicked it now.
Sorry. Baby needs new shoes.
Miss Boyle?
Look, if you're still mad about that incident with the, tea cozy,
Oh, no. I need your assistance. It's sort of private. I've heard there's a fake pill that makes you look like you've had joy.
silly rumours.
I sort of need one.
Why would you want to go off your joy?
It's for Beatrice. Well, it's sort of for me.
You're going to slip it to her?
It's just...
If you're tired of her, break things off like a man.
No, I love her. It's just... Well, ever since we started seeing each other, she says she loves me. But she loves everything. Me. Long walks. Sunsets and rainbows, of course. Simon says. Big wristwatches on a man. Wrapping paper. Dandelions. A good night's sleep. Ribbons. Uncle Jack's bedtime stories. 6 o'clock. Commemorative spoons. I have to know if it's real.
She'd be a downer, even if it's temporary.
The moment she tells me the truth, I'll give her a real joy. Promise.
Are you sure you want the truth?
You used to be very interested in my mojo recipe. A dab a day keeps the doctors away, remember?
Yes. I remember. That would be handy. All right. The recipe?
I'll give it to you tomorrow after I see Beatrice.
Oh, what's wrong, dear?
Girls are so beastly. And they tell such vile lies.
How did you provoke them?
How did I?
You act superior and keep to yourself when
Because
you're not...
I don't sit around with them smoking and gossiping about boys and teachers.
You spend all your time with the boys in Rocket Club. They'll probably think you're trying to poach their boyfriends.
They don't even have boyfriends.
Sally, dear, boys aren't your real friends. They're just after one thing. If you don't have girlfriends, you won't have any friends at all.
There! The one with the blood on her head! Harry! Down! That's the one that done it! That's the one what done it! Right! No more Mr. Nice Guy! Right! Let's cut this!
Sweet dreams. I wish you could dream about the countryside. When we were small, my sisters and I loved spending holidays at my grandmother's. I didn't realise it was so Mum could spend a few days without having to worry about keeping everyone safe and alive. It does something to your head, being a mum. But you just go to sleep. Please stop crying. Please. This would be so much easier if I had someone to help. But it can't be your daddy because he's a... Well, I think he's a bit of a psychopath. And I suppose if I were with him, the moment you went to sleep, he'd want attention for himself, and then I'd be so desperately tired I'd bludgeon him to death. And wouldn't we be in a pickle then? Needs must, I'm afraid. This won't hurt a bit. We need this more than you do. Sorry, mustache.
Lovely day for it.
Don't you look well?
What?
Should clear up soon, I imagine.
Right as rain. Right as rain.
Oh, it's been too long.
Righto.
Bloody revolvers. I've got a sunshine somewhere, haven't I?
Because of a pretty golden hair. Well, the bear was sensible bears, and they're locked up there. It's always best to leave your house locked because you can never be too careful. But when Goldilocks came by the bear's house one morning and noticed that the
What have
bears
you
were
got
not
for
there,
us?
she said to herself, "Mouse, I'll find out what is in it." So, she checked all the windows, and sure enough, one of the window latches was loose.
No, I'm not getting fresh with you.
Oh, this porridge is much too hot, she said to herself. Then she decided to sit in the small chair and try the small bowl. Oh, this porridge is much too cold.
Where shall we wander today? Oh God, my feet are killing me. I wish I weren't such rubbish at tinkering. Fly me to the moon, would you? I am so glad Foggy Jack doesn't live down there.
But this bed was much too small for her.
Once upon a time, there was a lady who lived in a lake. A powerful alchemist was in love with her, but she refused to be his, not until he'd taught her all his secrets. The alchemist laughed and laughed and said, "What does a pretty girl want with chemistry?" And that made her angry. But he humoured her, and he showed her his laboratory, and she amazed him with her learning. Her powers grew and grew, until one day she was as great a chemist as he was. Some even said greater. He started to be afraid. Surely he'd know that she'd use his secrets against him someday. What he didn't foresee was that she'd leave him for the general. Oh, I'm rubbish at stories, aren't I?
Lovely weather.
No, those are the not.
I've got my eye on you.
Well, hello, dearie.
Lovely day for it.
Lovely day, Rick.
Well, look at you.
Don't you just love the
How have you been?
Don't you just love the smell of Motiline?
Sorry, mustache.
Read anything worth talking about lately?
Just taking a load off. I hope I haven't caught something nasty. I've got my eye on you.
Oh, well, look at you. Ah, to be young again.
Well, look at you.
See you at the pub.
Question. What did the German say as you pushed it? Cliff. Answer. Look, Anna. No hands. I love it. No hands. It's very good. Here it's from, faithful contributor, yes, Mr. Persky Blatyak. What have you got for us today, Mr. Persky Blatyak? Question. What do you call an angry German? Answer. A sauerkraut. Hang on a minute. I don't get it. Joke? Of course it is. I don't understand. Is this a joke? Why would you call it a sauerkraut? Is this some kind of English wordplay? Mr. Percy Blatchang, very good. Percy Blatchang is the head of Duke of Leicester Street. And this is from
We want to help you feel better.
Alan Corcoran of Orange Circle.
What are you doing
The
there?
best way to start a German joke.
Tyson. Looking over your shoulder. Yes, that's very good. Looking
Hide
over
your head in
shoulder.
the sand.
It's
I
funny and it's
don't.
very sound advice, eh? Anyway,
What do you want?
Billy Dench, King's Head in Hamlet. Question. What did the Germans say?
Oh, what fun.
They have ways of making you talk. Very good indeed. I love it. Very good indeed. Well, I don't think we'll be able to stop that one. If you do hear a good joke, don't hesitate to drop us a note marked Humour Hour at our studio, 2 Marlborough House, in the centre of Wellington Wells. I'm afraid we've come to the end of our time. Tune in again next time for the best of hit humour. Excuse me.
Did you give her her joy?
She never loved me. She went blubbering on about some childhood sweetheart who left on a train. Apparently, he made quite the impression.
Did you give her her joy?
I almost didn't. I thought, Trollope deserves to be in the Garden District. She only stayed with me to avoid the unpleasantness of breaking it off.
You haven't taken your own joy, have you?
Joy doesn't help. You never really forget, do you? It just makes things fuzzy around the edges, you know? So you can pretend. I want to forget her forever.
I'm not sure oblivion exists.
Please. You want my mojo recipe, don't you?
Forgetting could be dangerous. It's not like joy. There'll be holes in your memory, like a church made out of cheese and the whole congregation is mice. You might forget more than you want to.
I don't care. It's fair trade. Your future for my past.
Here's the recipe for oblivion. I tell you not to tell anyone where you got it, but there's very little danger of that. Goodbye, Benedict. Now don't go peaching on me to teach her. It's your fault for leading me on. Christ, that's a lot of plague victims. I guess they all want to go home. I guess they've forgotten why they're here in the Garden District. She wasn't packing for them. Everyone else's mum was packing. The whole week before the train, so their kids would have everything they needed in Germany. Why didn't I tell Dad? I guess he wasn't talking to me that week.
It probably won't get much worse anyway.
Stay where I can see you. No one likes a lurker.
You hear that?
Suppers! It's time! There they are.
There's the one. What done it?
Cry out about
Get us all!
She's got blood on her hand!
I suppose.
What have you got for us?
What the fuck was that?
Kiss my ass!
She's practically frothing at the mouth.
Zappusto!
Now I see what the boys like about fighting.
Arbol Banlokan! Godet Doren
Dein Sorgendreher!
Place still secret and swept and deep. Who will call the maiden? I have called her. She is here. 7 times 4 the sun hath fell. Now the prophecy. 'Tis time. 'Tis time. She comes.
Hello? Nimue? Vivienne Morgals?
How do they do that?
All hail, Sally Boyle, mistress of alchemy. Mistress Boyle, who knows the secret of maternity. All hail, Mistress Boyle, who seeks the other shore.
I keep forgetting. You know my secret.
This potion will help your daughter sleep. She won't get hungry as quickly.
I don't know that I believe in magic.
What else is left to believe in? The potion isn't magic. It's herbalism. Your mum knew herbs pretty well, didn't she?
Yes. Especially what you can do with foxglove. In fact, I came here for some ingredients I need for some... well, drugs.
Have you tested magic and proved it wanting? Or have you simply assumed that what you don't understand can't be true?
I suppose I haven't tested it.
Then do this, if you like. We place our sacrifices in a chest in the wilds. I'll put the place on your map. Put some bricks in the chest and say this prayer.
Bricks?
See what comes of it, and then return.
But about my ingredients?
We'll help you with what you want, but first, learn what you need. You don't even know what that is. Before the learner attains wisdom, the teacher has the right to give several tasks.
Several.
That's how it works, yes?
All right. When will I see you three again?
When you know what is unknown. Anon! Anon!
Oh. Of course the lads are here. Mustn't let the birds go thinking they can do things by themselves.
If you tell us it was your idea.
Monstrous regiment
our
of
little
women!
secret.
We're not scared of you! Hello, you bastard! Get out of my head!
Nuts!
Don't think I won't snip you out.
Sleep! Dream! It's time! Supper's over! Fuck off home!
Oh, look, you've been beaten by a girl. Needs must, I'm afraid. We need this more than you do.
Look, we really need this.
There we go. 5 bricks. Now I just say this prayer.
Goddess, lighten my burden. Give me the strength to carry what I must, so I no longer need the strength of others. Goddess, I dedicate these bricks to you. Blessed be. All right.
Huh? That's it?
That's strange. I do feel stronger. Maybe because I'm not carrying around a ton of bricks. I guess I should talk to the Weird Sisters again.
Did you say the prayer?
I sort of feel stronger, actually. I think I can actually carry a bit more. You can't prove it's magic, though. What if it's psychosomatic?
So what if it is? You're still feeling stronger.
I'd rather you taught me about herbs. I need them for the drugs I have to make.
Patience. You are close to the learning you seek.
Our henge has been occupied.
The old stone circle? The wedding party stones?
There's ancient power there.
The sacred circle has been polluted. If you can clear it, then we'll teach you about the herbs you need.
Well, that sounds sort of fun and righteous. Why not? There. As easy as unhooking a bra. Now I can come back whenever I like. The road goes ever on and on. Mind the gap, please.
Sorry. Baby needs new shoes.
Do you think it's sweet enough?
Why don't you taste it? Seriously, you won't die from just a smidge. It'll just make everything burn a little brighter, is all. Back at the house, we'll give everybody a huge cup of it.
It doesn't hurt when we free our souls from their fleshy prisons, does it?
I think your heart races for a bit, and then off we go to the ethereal plane.
Why don't we use hemlock? Like how Socrates killed himself. Hemlock doesn't hurt at all.
My God. They're brewing poison.
Because we already made 2 big batches of ditchlax. Can you imagine if we came back to the Reverend Father with a big bowl of hemlock now? He'd laugh at us. Might not even let us come along on the sacred journey.
I'll just keep stirring then.
All our questions will be answered once we're no longer in the prison of our bodies. That's what he said, right?
It's some sort of suicide cult. I'm not gonna let them poison a whole bunch of people. Now I've got to get rid of this poison. Tomorrow is another day.
I knew you once, didn't I?
Finders keepers.
I guess it's none of my business, really.
Well, you're not my problem, I guess.
Please.
Who's gonna clean that up?
You don't belong here. Get
this coming.
I hope Gwen doesn't catch whatever I've got.
Adversity builds character, right? We must have lovely characters about now.
Don't swim in the river. The fumes will kill you.
Things will look brighter in the morning.
Did you see an airplane?
And don't forget, you'll be cake and prizes.
I know just how you feel.
We are the Hollow Men.
Oedipus didn't know what he was doing.
Now is the time to dare and endure, right? Huh.
Sally Boyle.
The people I need keep going mad. Am I cursed? Or is everybody generally going mad? This is a fucking state of affairs. Pardon my French.
You need
Mrs.
someone
Marley.
to believe in out here.
I warned her against taking Not a very well made safe, is it? God bless the child that's got its own stone soup. Eh? I know. Believe me. I know.
It's strange. There's things here.
Will these hands never be
Could all use a bit of help, couldn't we?
What if this is it?
Kane was to protect him.
Is
Just
all
isn't
there
our day, is
People
it?
forget that. There won't be people.
Many holes.
You poor dear.
If you get a cut out here, you better bandage it up. You can get.
Come on, stiff upper lip. I'm joking.
Who approaches the sacred circle? A maiden, a mother, a wise woman. Wise and yet
The people there, they were wearing these sigils.
Oh, Lord. The space god people. Ransom Mackenzie's congregation in Gardner House.
They were making Digitalax?
In small amounts, it's a drug. More than that, it's a poison.
You can make it from red foxglove seeds.
We make all sorts of useful potions and things out of it. You could too.
I think their Reverend Father is planning for the whole lot of them to kill themselves.
I can think of a lot of reasons to kill yourself in the Garden District. But no one should have their death chosen for them.
You know about my mum?
I remember there was a terrible accident. Your mum put the wrong herbs in the family dinner. The whole family died except you. It was just before the train, so I always wondered. It wasn't an accident, was it?
I think she didn't want my sisters to be scared. All alone in Germany. So she killed them. And I guess she didn't want Dad to hate her. So she killed him too. And she couldn't live with herself. I don't know why she left me behind.
Here.
This is the recipe for Digitalax? And something more?
Mix it into their poison, and it should change from poison to, let's call it an eye-opener. You'll need Digitalax for that, among other things. Come back, and I'll have the rest of what you need. You're making a sort of herbal blackberry joy, aren't you?
You know your chemistry.
I was on Harry Hayworth's team when we invented joy. One day I hope the goddess will forgive me for that.
Where does fog come from? That's the answer to everything.
I know just how you feel.
I try not to talk about the kids. What we did to them. But sometimes I can't help it.
What has it got in its pockets?
Lasciati ogni speranza.
All off.
How can I help?
How have you been? Have you got my chemical bag?
Yeah! Yes! Yes, I have!
Thought I'd pop in to see what's new.
I hope.
There you go. Careful with your, chemicals.
What?
That you're carrying. In the bag.
Yes, of course. I'll be super careful. Got anything yummy and new?
I hope you'll consider us for your future purchases. We get new items in almost every day.